Please enjoy it.
Yo, what is up guys, this is Kelvin, and today we're going to be taking a look at the LG G3 and if it's still worth it in 2015, especially since LG announced the LG G4, which is going to be its new flagship for the year of 2015 to replace the LG G3. The display on the LG G3 is probably one of the best things about the phone. With a resolution of 2560 by 1440 on a 5.5-inch panel, the display is really sharp, and browsing through the web and looking at text and also reading books on the LG G3 was very pleasant. Watching movies and YouTube videos on the display was also really nice, especially if you watch them in the native 1440p resolution that YouTube supports. In terms of brightness, the screen wasn't all that bright. It's kind of hard to see outdoors. I wish it was brighter, but that's not a huge deal, and the display should be able to serve you in most situations. The color saturation on the display is kind of dull. The display looks washed out, especially compared to other AMOLED screens, but it's not all that bad. With all that resolution, the display still looks really nice. But the display does have one problem, and that is it overheats sometimes, and you won't be able to turn the brightness up above 95% due to the overheating of the display. Now, this doesn't happen all the time, but I just thought it was something that I would mention. In terms of hardware and design, the LG G3 is made 100% out of plastic. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Being made out of plastic, the back of the phone is removable, and you do have the ability to take out the battery and expand the memory with a micro SD card slot, I believe up to 2 terabytes. Now, I do not know if 2 terabyte memory cards exist, but that is a whole lot of memory. The back of the LG G3 has a brushed aluminum texture, which gives the phone a bit of character, and it's also curved so the phone sits better in the palm of your hand. You also do notice that the volume rockers and power button are found at the back of the phone. Now, this is a really nice design feature because it makes the phone more ergonomic, and in addition to that, the buttons basically sit where your index finger rests, so they're easily pressable. They do have a really nice tactile and clicky feel, and they don't feel bad at all. Now, at the bottom part of the back of the phone, you do notice the speaker. Now, the speaker of the LG G3 is actually really loud, but then again, it's a rear-firing speaker, so it could easily get covered, and that's all I'm going to say about the speaker. Moving up to the top of the phone, you do notice the 13-megapixel camera with optical image stabilization. On the left side, you find the laser autofocus, and on the right side, there's a dual-tone LED flash. Now, the LG G3 has a really nice camera with optical image stabilization and an f2.0 aperture. Low-light shots were actually pretty good for the phone, and the laser autofocus helped with that too. It was able to focus things even in low-light situations, and the focusing is really fast. You can get some really nice bokeh. Dynamic range was actually pretty good, especially for a phone that came out last year. And you can get some solid depth of field with this camera, and I think you can still go head to head with some of the 2015 flagship phones with really nice cameras. Also, the phone did record 4K video, and the video was actually optically image stabilized, so the video was actually really nice. And the camera on the LG G3 is still probably one of the best cameras out on the market today. So when the LG G3 first launched last year, it was running Android 4.4 KitKat. Eventually, the phone has been updated to Android Lollipop, but unfortunately, the T-Mobile variant that I have is still stuck on Android 4.4 KitKat. So I'm hoping that T-Mobile really pushes the Lollipop update to this phone soon, otherwise I'm gonna go crazy. But in terms of performance, the LG G3 is actually really fast. Having the Snapdragon 801 processor and the Adreno 330 GPU coupled with 3GB of RAM, the phone flies through apps. It launches them really quickly, and gaming was a breeze. I was even able to watch native 4K video on the phone. I did notice a few stutters when I was gaming, but that's mostly due to a Quad HD display. But even today, the Snapdragon 801 processor is still one of the top tier models that you can get. Now, the LG UI is actually pretty good. I mean, in my opinion, I don't like it that much. I feel like it's really inconsistent, and it does bog down a bit. So sometimes when I click on the home button, apps have to refresh on the home screen along with widgets too. And scrolling through the home screen, it stutters a lot sometimes, and sometimes when you click on an app to launch, it takes a few seconds before the app itself launches. But these are probably minor problems, and that could be all fixed with an update to the phone. But again, the phone is really fast, and I'm really happy with the performance. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Even in 2015, I still think the LG G3 is a really good buy, especially because of that Quad HD display, solid performance, and it's even running Android Lollipop along with that camera and really good battery life. So I'm going to have links in the description if you do want to purchase the LG G3. And that's the end of the video. Be sure to tell me what you guys think about this phone, video, any thoughts or comments in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed, dislike it if you didn't like it, and you can follow me on my social networks, which should also be in the description below. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.